Hello guys, this is Shiraz Amazing Videos. Review of the Toyota Corolla. The most recent Corolla looks good and meets all the requirements, but it doesn't offer much more. Appropriate things. Brazen appearance, capable AWD hybrid drivetrain, excellent value. Inappropriate things. Overall feeling of cheapness, dull commute, and lack of sporty punch to match the appearance. Preview. It's the Corolla from Toyota. The vehicle that is parked in front of you at stop signs. As well as behind you. As well as beside you. They are dispersed throughout. Do the math. It's the most affordable car from a manufacturer known for producing durable cars. The current Corolla is enjoying a high following a mid-cycle refresh a few years ago, which brought extensive modifications to the vehicle's exterior and mechanical layout. The 2.0-liter 4-banger engine in the standard model, which comes in 3 trim levels, generates 169 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque. This drives a CVT transmission, which powers the front wheels. There is also a hybrid version with a 1.8-liter engine that generates 138 horsepower when combined with 2 e-motors. It should come as no surprise that this one is mated to a CVT as well, but what is unexpected is that the hybrid has an AWD option because of the additional rear-mounted motor. Contrary to popular belief, the Corolla's dynamic performance remains unchanged. It's more of a on-demand AWD, which means that the e-motor in the back can step in to help out in low traction conditions while your front axle does the majority of the work. By the way, that is a positive thing. Despite the fact that the Corolla isn't particularly impressive, we once more fall victim to the car being just fine. Regarding its primary function as a mode of transportation, it is relatively harmless. While the ride isn't unpleasant, following makes it uncomfortable as well. The Toyota is stiff in a way that gives the impression that it might have some spring in its step, but aside from rapid lane changes and abrupt braking, 2 things that are perfect for the grind of commuter traffic, where this vehicle will probably spend the majority of its miles, it doesn't really have any. We like the Corolla for a number of reasons, including its fuel efficiency and affordable price, but the updated styling was the feature that stayed with us the most. It's a bit of a letdown that the Corolla appears to be much more engaging than it actually is. Though it falls short of our expectations, we had hoped that the upgrades would have elevated this affordable ride to the level of its older Camry sibling. There are other enduring standard-issue starter cars that compete with the Toyota Corolla. The Honda Civic is a great choice, especially with its more subdued appearance these days compared to its legendary past. Both the Honda and the Mazda 3, a potential rival, have sporty, fun handling, though we believe the Corolla has a slightly nicer appearance. The Hyundai Elantra, with its eye-catching N-Sport model, is no different. Sure, it's a little more costly than any Corolla model, but for the chance of having something special, at least, it might be worth the extra cheddar. Verdict: the most recent Corolla looks good and meets all the requirements, but it doesn't offer much more. A lot of the current Toyota lineup is enjoying general upgrades, but the Corolla appears to be the car that has benefited the least from the recent upsurge. Although we appreciate the aesthetics and the other mechanical improvements, this is still primarily a reasonably priced small commuter car. Even though we're grateful for our car given the current unaffordable environment, there aren't many opportunities to enjoy even small pleasures in life. Whichever of the 2 powertrains you're stuck with, the Corolla's fascia is writing checks its engine can't cash despite the admittedly sharp looks, feeling simultaneously oddly aggressive and gutless. The car is generally quiet when it's not wound up, and it lies near the boundary between bad and good, thankfully leaning more in the latter direction. With all of this, it's difficult to give it a lower rating because, aside from the fact that the Corolla is excellent for the price, it doesn't offend, it just doesn't perform well. In fact, it's practically a catch thanks to its affordable hybrid model. It may not feel thrilling or opulent, but it is obedient and comes equipped with many useful features that are convenient and safe. However, if you can stretch a dollar a little bit further, you could still do much better than the Corolla, even though you could still do much worse.